We all have questions, and Pastor Carney has answers. We all want to know what he thinks. There's important information to know. What are his thoughts? How did he get here? What's his favorite golf ball? It's time for 3 Questions with Pastor Carney.
Well, it's part of a chapter. It's the third parable of Luke 15, the prodigal son.
Same.
You got the coin and what, but it's the parable of the son, because there's so much in there, and there is so much, I don't want to say trivia, but there's so much historical and social context to that parable that people don't really pick up on. The son, demanding money. He shouldn't have gotten the money. It wasn't his turn to get the money. But the biggie that I love is that the father goes running to the son. And if you remember back in your history or your Bible history days, the men did not run, number one. B, you never showed, how's that for good English? You never showed, I did it again. You don't show, there we go.
I think it was good.
You don't show your ankles. And so in order for him to run, he had to pick up his robe and run, hence showing his ankles. So there's a lot of social things in there. And then it's filled with so much you can preach on. The son not wanting to go back to the banquet, the one son coming home, the son practicing, Dad, I'm really sorry I messed up. No, Dad, please forgive me. No. And running these things, and he gets home, and all that practice he did in his head, didn't need to, because there's so much there. Long answer, short question. It's part 3 of Luke 15, the parable of the prodigal son.
Yeah. Phil, you say the same thing. Rachel, do you have a favorite?
I do say the same thing. I want to add something to that, though.
Sure.
What I love about parables is the fact that it just teaches us what to do. Mm-hmm. It makes it very clear what we're supposed to do. There's always a story that applies to our real life, even thousands of years later. So what I love about the prodigal son parable is the fact that we can look at it through 2 different ways, in my opinion. The first is through the ways that we fall, right? We are the son, we fall away, and then we're forgiven. And we have that ability, and we have a father who loves us that will take us back every time. But then I also like to flip it, and I like to think about it through me being the person that needs to offer the forgiveness. And so many times we look at ourselves as the prodigal son, but are we willing to be the one who's going to forgive? Are we willing to be the one that takes that person in, that runs to that person? Talk about the 99 sheep, right?
Or are we going to be the brother that's jealous?
Or the brother that's jealous. To me, I love that story because it applies to our life in so many different ways, like Pastor said.
Yeah. I thought Rachel was snapping at me. I don't know what she's doing.
No.
It's like, hey, Pastor. Rachel, yours.
As I like the prodigal son, and as much as a fan of MASH and Father Mulcahy I am, and my favorite episode is Father Mulcahy trying to do this sermon on bad habits.
Oh, yes!
And so everything breaks out into chaos, and the last line of the episode is, have you ever heard the one about the prodigal son?
That's right.
So as much as I really like that story, I have to go with the Good Samaritan as my favorite parable.
Classic. Yep.
Yeah, I'd have to.
There's so many different ways.
I had to back her up on that.
And especially at the gathering, there were a lot of times the Good Samaritan parable showed up. It came into different sessions. It came into the end service. But every single time it was looked at through a different view.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I completely off topic. I was watching the 411 of the night, and you were talking about the youth service and whatnot. Could I ask you a favor, or as I say, a flavor? Could you see if you can ask Billy to share the story that he shared at the voters meeting? I had to take a phone call, and I missed it. I came back in the room, and Billy was really emotional, sharing a story about youth gathering, and I didn't hear it. So could you ask him maybe if he could share that story at that service? Not in any particular order, but I would say M&M's. Rachel's laughing at me. M&M's, 100% Kona, and my grandkids.
Okay. I say family, music, and hope.
I'd say nature, bikes, and Pastor Carney.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow, good answer.
See, I thought my answer was going to be a suck-up answer. You know, I've got music, love, and my wife. And I thought my wife would be but you beat me there, Rachel.
Pulled out the Pastor Carney card.
Now, just like me, is wife number 3 on your list? Like she was on mine?
No,
Okay.
I don't think
Yours
so.
wasn't
No.
on your list.
Wait, how many wives?
Oh, I didn't.
How many
Wait.
wives have you had?
I didn't have a wife on my list.
No, you
I
didn't.
Oh, thank you, Rachel.
You had the grandkids.
Number 4 would be wife.
Maybe,
There you go.
maybe, maybe just say family.
Okay. Family.
There you go. You rewind that a little
Rewind
bit. Yeah,
that.
thank
But
you, Phil.
M&M's and 100% Kona coffee.
All right.
Very
And now I'm
nice.
all conflumped here by Rachel.
It's pretty good. Remember the Titans,
Ooh.
Law-Abiding Citizen,
Here's that one.
John Q,
Here's that one.
and Dear John. I know.
Oh, Dear John.
I know.
Rachel's got to go because I'm stuck on 2. You got to go, Rachel.
A Christmas Story,
Oh.
Lilo and Stitch, Cars. If you know
Those are good.
me, you know Cars. And Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, that's a good one. Where he keeps going up to
Oh,
get
yeah.
the guys. That is an excellent movie. Whew, about knocked the water off.
All right, I'm ready. Some of these might surprise you. One of the movies that I just love is The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tang. Ever read the book? I know you're a reader. The Joy Luck Club. A lot of family dynamics in there. My PhD was going to be on family dynamics, and that's a great family dynamic movie. So The Joy Luck Club.
Okay.
Number 2, which I thought you might say, The Breakfast Club.
Oh, it's a classic, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't make my top 10.
Oh, okay. The Breakfast Club. Number 3, one that my buddy Rachel just said here, Lilo and Stitch. Got him in number 3. And then I gotta go another Disney movie. I love this movie. I have a hat from the movie Monsters Inc.
Oh, yeah.
Love Monsters Inc.
Great
So
movie.
Joy Luck Club, The Breakfast Club, Lilo and Stitch, and Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Those are good ones. Yeah.
Billy,
Yes.
your 4.
When I wrote this, I was hoping no one would ask because there's just no way I can get it down to 4.
Right.
But because a lot of them are inside of trilogies and or sagas. The top one that I would have to say is Lord of the Rings, and you could take any one of those 3.
Never
and
seen it.
Never
It
seen
would
it.
be
Read it.
top.
Right.
Yeah, I've read it multiple times, seen each one of them multiple times. Star Wars.
Never saw it.
And that one I would have to say probably A New Hope would be the one that I would say. So, and that's number 4 in the saga. A very unknown movie. Almost nobody knows this movie at all. It's a movie called Twice Upon a Time. If you can find it, see it. I can almost guarantee you will not be able to find it. It is hilarious, and it is probably one of his best movies ever.
Twice Upon a Time.
Twice Upon a Time is a fantastic movie. And then I'll just leave 4 as, any one of those other sagas that we did, but Narnia comes close.
Oh, yeah. Chronicles of Narnia is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good movies. Yeah. And I have to. I'm on camera, right? This is live.
Yeah.
This is live or being filmed. I have to say that I've yet to fulfill Rachel's promise. Sorry, Rachel. I still have not seen. Actually, take it back. I still have not been awake to see The Princess Bride. Now, as you know from the sermon, I've started it twice. I fell asleep twice. I promised Rachel that
That's
I would
not a good sign.
that I would see it before he preached on it.
Yeah.
But we lost power.
Yep.
So I was going to do that, Rachel, and I didn't. So I kind of broke my promise to Rachel, and I still haven't kept my promise to Rachel. But I will promise that I will watch it before she leaves August 25th.
It is a good one.
Pinky promise on it?
Okay, I will watch it. And stay awake. I gotta stay awake this time.
Yeah,
so.
that watching it does require you to stay awake.
Yeah. But
Have you ever seen John Q with Denzel
No.
Washington?
No.
Oh, it's a great movie about his son has a heart defect and his heart is too enlarged, but they don't have the money to go to the hospital, and the hospital is denying the son a new heart.
Okay.
So he holds up the hospital essentially, and it's based on a true story. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite lines that I use all the time and overuse is a Denzel Washington line. Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Is from the movie Philadelphia, where between him and I think Tom Hanks, and Denzel is the lawyer. And when things get complicated, he says, explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. And I love that line, and I use it often.
Sometimes we need that in church, don't we?
Absolutely. Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Yeah, I think we are done though.
We are done.
That was a good segment. Good
That
questions
is
this week, Billy.
Bam.
So it's been 3 questions with Pastor Carney.
That's me.
See you next time.
Have a good day.
Yeah, if you've got questions that you'd like to have answered by Pastor, please make sure that you email us, send us a text, put it in the comment below, and we'll make sure to get your question answered. Thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions about Redeemer, have a topic or interview suggestion, or need to know anything about the church, you can contact the church office at churchoffice@redeemerwarsaw.org, Pastor Carney at pastor_Carney@redeemerwarsaw.org, Phil at phil.prevail@gmail.com, or Billy at rlc_it@redeemerwarsaw.org. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and please join us again next week. And until then, may the Lord be with your spirit, and grace be with you.